I help close over 1,000 copywriting clients between me, my own copywriting business, and all the people that I help with copywriting as well. And after seeing thousands of outreaches, good ones, bad ones, and everything between, I can tell you exactly what separates people who get clients and people who get ignored. And in this video, I'll be breaking down those exact principles. So this is what actually gets replies, gets sales calls, and of course, will get you the client. And if you are an AI copywriter and you're struggling to get started right now, then this is going to change absolutely everything. So let's get into it. This is probably one of the biggest takeaways that I want you to have from this video, is what so many people get wrong, and that is trying to copy the tactics without understanding the principles behind them. It's the equivalent of watching Gordon Ramsay cook something on TV and say, oh, I can easily do that. You just add in a dash of salt here, you just cook it up like that, and then boom, it's done. And then you try it for yourself and it's a disaster and you just let your whole kitchen on fire. And the reason is because cooking isn't just following a recipe, it is building a skill. You need to understand why all the ingredients work together. You also need things like timing and technique. And outreach, getting clients, is the exact same way. People send messages that work for other people, but they copy it word for word. Then they send to 100 people and get literally 0 replies. Then they say, oh, cold email or cold Instagram DM just doesn't work because I tried the exact thing that such and such tried. But in reality, the method is not the problem, but your understanding of it is. And the reason why is because you're using tactics without principles. So remember, the principles that I'm going to be giving you here in this video can be applied to any outreach or any client getting scenario. And that's the exact reason as to why they're so important. The first principle that you need to walk away with is that you need to stop selling services and start solving problems. A huge misconception that people have is that they are selling copywriting, that they're selling words, when of course that is kind of the case, but it's not actually the case. It's not why people are going to hire you, and it's not why people are going to compensate you well. And what you should do instead is simply sell solutions. Everybody knows to be a great business person, you need to solve people's hot burning desires. And nobody's hot burning desire is having better emails or having a cool looking landing page with better copy. Instead, they want things like increased revenue. They want more leads. They want more people booking calls for their high ticket program. And those are the problems that you are solving, and copywriting is simply the vehicle to how you're getting there. So when you outreach to someone, please do yourself a huge favor and don't position yourself as, hey, do you need a copywriter? Hey, I can write your emails and make them even better or make even more. Position yourself as someone who can solve an actual real problem that they're dealing with right now. A bad approach might be, hey, I'm a copywriter, I can write emails for you. A good approach is, hey, I opted into your phone and noticed that I didn't get any emails, or I didn't get many emails. Your emails didn't do the foundational things that your emails might want to do. So I created you a few new ones so you can see I can copy your brand voice and also add some value to what you're doing in your business as well. So do you see the difference? One of them is begging for work and the other one is offering to solve the problem. So if I give you a real world analogy on how this works, imagine you hire a very expensive painter to paint the inside of your house, and they're coming to you saying, hey, so do you think I should like paint it eggshell or Snow White? Do you think I should use primer, or do you think I should paint over the outlets or take them off and do underneath them? So you would probably immediately regret hiring this person, right? And that's because he's asking you to solve the problems that he said that he would solve for you. He wants you to do part of his job by figuring everything out. And that's exactly what you sound like when you go to people and say, do you need a copywriter, or I can be your copywriter? So many times the businesses that you actually want to work for are the ones that want you to solve the problem in the marketing. They want you to solve for a lack of qualified leads coming on calls. They want you to solve for a longer lifetime retention by you creating these email sequences that keeps people paying the actual client themselves. The next principle is that rejection is data. And it's important to remember that it is not personal, because every no is going to teach you something if you're actually paying attention. Those people are going to send 10 messages, get no replies, and then quit. But what people who actually win with this do is they send hundreds messages. They look at every single time that they're either ghosted, they said no to, or any other objections that come up, and then they refine their strategy and they go again. And this is the difference between throwing stuff at the wall, which is seeing what sticks, versus ideating and iterating. When you ideate and you iterate, you actually take all the information and the data that you already have, you look for the bottlenecks, you look for the things that aren't working, then you refine those exact things and build off of it and go into your next iteration. And that is, of course, opposed to what a lot of people do, which is they just test something, it doesn't work, so they test something completely different, and they don't actually look at why whatever they did wasn't working. So now you go from hoping for miracles to actually running experiments. Principle number 3 is that your pipeline should always be full. This was huge. Do not ever stop outreaching or applying for jobs or looking for new clients, because I see this happen all the time. I don't care how busy you are or what your income level is at. When you stop outreaching to clients and you stop looking for more opportunities, you are now in a scenario where you actually can't get any bigger or higher opportunities unless we're talking about something like referrals maybe. We have to understand that today's outreach is next month's clients. It greatly reduces risks and also gives you tons of opportunity that you wouldn't want to miss out on in your copywriting career. So my general rule of thumb is at least 30 to 60 minutes every single day, especially in the morning. And if you like booked solid with tons of client work, you're making a very high amount of income, then even then you should still be applying for some really awesome gigs or really awesome jobs out there. You're getting even higher compensation in a lower amount of time. Principle number 4 is that timing is almost everything, which is why you should always be utilizing the circle back strategy. Most people don't realize that a no right now doesn't mean a no forever. I can't tell you how many times I reached out to someone and they said straight up, not interested, no thanks bro, or just like, I'm good. And then 4 or 6 months later, I reached to them again and they're like, yes, we actually need somebody really badly right now for those exact things. And that's because you have to remember that people's situations change. Their copywriter might leave in 3 months, their priorities might shift, they might have started a new project or gotten rid of an old project, and now they're in need for someone like you. And that's why follow-up is so important, and not just following up like 2 days later or 4 days later. I'm talking about 2 months later or 4 months later. And that's the circle back strategy. If they don't respond or they say no, then follow up with them 2, 3, 4 months more down the line and follow up with them literally forever. There's only 2 circumstances in follow-up which should ever be accepted, and that is being booked for a call, meaning they say yes, or being blocked. That's it. Anything else in between is a loss. Principle number 4 is to play the long game. The chances of landing your first client in your first 10 outreaches is very slim. It's happened before, but it is slim and you can't count. Most people send 100 to 300 messages before they start to see results. But the question you have to ask yourself is that if you're only 100 to 300 messages away from your first or next client, how quickly would you send those messages? The chances are pretty quickly. The problem arises when people get discouraged because their first 10 messages don't get them as many clients as they want right off the bat. So here's the deal. I don't try to sell the dream in any of these videos. I don't make any income claims. I don't tell you it's super easy to get started and all you have to do is click a few buttons and the next thing you know, you're gonna get tons of clients just falling on your lap. That's not how anything is. That's not how entrepreneurship is in general. But if you actually stay dedicated for the next 30 to 60 days, there's no reason as to why you wouldn't be able to get results. But the hard part is making it to that 30 to 60 days. Hold yourself accountable because it's not always a battle of intensity. It's also always a battle of endurance. Principle number 6, you're against a ton of people who just straight up don't show up. The best way that I can give it to you is that your competition is just weak. People often get worried that things are saturated or there's a lot of other people out there that are trying to do the things that they want to do. But in reality, there might be tons of them, but they're not actually consistent. They're not outreaching consistently. They're not following up consistently, circling back with people. They're not heavily investing into their copywriting skill. So if you just show up every single day for a month, you're going to be in the top 20 to top 10% of people who are even trying. And that's the entire gig. So don't get discouraged or scared to even start just because you see other people who are trying. So let me quickly recap everything that I just covered for you. 1, you're not selling services, you are selling solutions to their problems. 2, rejection is data and you need to understand why people are saying no so that you can get them to say yes. 3 is that your pipeline should always be full. You should always be closing and always be looking for new and better clients. 4 is that timing is almost everything. No today might mean a yes in 3 months, which goes along with number 5, which is to play the long game. Circle back after weeks or months of first outreaching to people. And finally, number 6, you're up against people who don't even show up. They're weak. They don't actually want it. They might say that they're working super hard or say that they really want the result, but in reality, they'll be outreaching for like 5 to 10 days and then give up when they don't immediately get the result that they want. So if you apply these principles, you will get clients. There's not a question of if, it's just a question of when. So do yourself a huge favor, send 15 messages a day, do the same tomorrow, and keep going until you're getting clients and you're starting your copywriting career. That's all you'll need. So now go out there and start to execute.